Oh my dear Lord. Not the cafeteria lady.
Yada-dee-doo-dee-da-da.
Hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Teachers Should Get Paid $100 Million a Year. First and foremost, I'm sick. Don't make fun of my voice. I got tested for COVID, tested for flu. I'm starting to think it's just the plague. But nevertheless, we push on. I've had so many people send me stories from in their classroom, and some of these are absolutely insane. All right, this one got sent in from Megan. I was in my first year of teaching, and even though I got a degree to teach high school, I took a job teaching kindergarten. That's an interesting choice. I wouldn't recommend that to anybody. Kindergarten's a whole different ballgame. My first class had 37 students? 37 kindergarteners? Is that legal? That can't be legal. Cannot exceed 25 students. Where are you working? Sue them. One student I had was well known for being very violent. A kindergartner? Even though I heard multiple stories about this student being incredibly violent, I wanted to go into the year with a clear conscience and not assume things about him. Okay, that actually is a good thing to do, but I feel like you're not writing this story to me for no reason. On the first day of school, he was upset because I didn't put his carpet spot next to his friend. Understandable. Yeah, I like sitting with my friends too. In response to this, he started punching me in the face. In addition to punching me in the face, he started twisting my fingers. He broke 4 of my fingers on my right hand. Side note, I'm right-handed. Oh, that's not funny. I should not be laughing. That's horrible. That is absolutely horrible. He also broke my nose and gave me 2 black eyes. Oh my God, is this like mini Mike Tyson? This kid's in kindergarten? The only reason any of my administration knew this was happening was because they walked by and heard a commotion, and the other 36 students in my class chanting fight. Oh my God. Kids these days, that's insane. In response to this happening, my administrator took the student from the classroom for a total of 11 minutes. 11 minutes. After the 11 minutes had gone by, my administrator brought the student back into my class to continue instruction. Apparently, while he was in the administrator's office, he was given snacks and watched his favorite show. That'll show him. Oh, God. That always worked with me. About 5 minutes into coming back to the class, the student did the same thing to another student. Okay, your principal should be getting fired. That's insane. But since I was a first-year teacher, my administrator asked me to show my lesson plans and how I planned for this event. How are you supposed to plan for getting beat up by a toddler? They don't teach you that. That's not something that you learn. What, how to take a right hook from mini Mike Tyson? That's not a thing. That's mental. The administrator should be getting fired. Yeah, that administrator should be long gone. And God knows there isn't like a personal day you can take. You probably used all 3 of yours at some point in the year. That's a nightmare. I mean, violence in the classroom is a very, very real thing. Nobody wants to say anything about it. Let's find another one that you sent in. Okay, this one's from someone named Pam. Hello there, LOL, I love your TikTok videos. They always make me laugh and they're really funny. Thank you. This story is more of a vice principal horror story. Oh! A first. I love that. It was sophomore year of high school and there was a vice principal, Mr. Ortega, whom no liked. I'm not sure if school faculty liked him neither. All right, we're gonna move on. He was the nightmare of the school. I had encounters with him several times to the point where I was getting detention for the dumbest reasons, which he quoted, not appropriate for school grounds, but yet was breaking every rule. Okay. He made an announcement to the whole students and faculty explaining that there was a new surveillance program to protect the safety of the school. Out of nowhere, monitors and surveillance cameras were installed all over the school. Mind you, this was Mr. Ortega threatening everyone, especially the school faculty members, that there would be 24/7 surveillance cameras all over the school, and he had the control of overseeing the live footage. Well, he must have forgot about that part. Oh, this is getting juicy. It was a normal, or I thought it was a normal day. Everyone's phones and teachers' computers were going off. Turns out someone to this day, no one knows who, hacked Mr. Ortega's laptop, stole his information, and released something no one knew. Mr. Ortega forgot about the surveillance cameras he paid to get installed, especially in the cafeteria kitchen. He was caught in 4K doing the dirty with the head cafeteria lady and a student with 2 different occasions. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? The videos were released on the school website on YouTube, and they made a channel named Mr. Ortega's Exclusive Tape, and it ended up on other adult websites. Oh my dear Lord. Not the cafeteria lady. Jesus. To end this with a short summary, Mr. Ortega's now ex-wife showed up to the school the same day. 2 hours after it was released, she served him divorce papers, fought the cafeteria lady who he was cheating on her with. The parents of the student who was messing around with showed up with cops after there were cops on the premises because of the fight. He got the student pregnant. He was arrested, lost his job permanently on the spot. I mean, yeah. Mind you, the student who Mr. Ortega got pregnant was in my same graduating class. She was near getting expelled for her behavior, ditching school and failing most classes, which Mr. Ortega had promised her he was going to help her graduate from. Oh, wow, it's deeper than I thought. This was the most crazy experience I've had in my high school life. Yeah, that's insane. No, that literally feels like more like an episode of Degrassi. Do kids know about Degrassi anymore? They came out with like a new season, or a new version of it. I watched the original one, that show is crazy. Apologies if I traumatized you for reading this, but it was weird and crazy if you were there seeing it happen. Oh, I can only imagine. All of these traumatized me, but I handled it. All right, this one's from someone named Olivia. Hi, Mr. J, here's a teacher horror story for you. I was 16 when I started student teaching. My first day, a kid runs into the classroom panting and locks the door behind him. Okay, yeah, I'd say that's a bad start. There were already several students in the classroom and other students trying to get in. I tried to stay calm and knelt down beside him to ask what was wrong. He said there was a kid chasing him with a pokey device. We were in a troubled area, so it's entirely possible. I explained to him why he couldn't have the door locked and said that if the kid came in, I'd de-escalate the situation. Isn't it crazy to think that teachers are legitimately expected to have knife fighting training? You wouldn't know how to de-escalate that situation. That's not de-escalation, that's hand-to-hand combat. I opened the door and immediately told all the students to get away from the door and stand behind me, only for me to turn around and see the kid who locked the door was laughing. He made the whole thing up. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. When I tell you I would have lost my job, no. I'd be taking a sick day for the next month and a half. No. Okay, this one's from Dominique. I may not be a teacher, but this was still horrific. Oh, a student perspective. I love these. During high school, we had a drama teacher that nobody really liked because he was rude, short-tempered, and very creepy. That's pretty much the starter kit for you should not be a teacher. When the last 2 months of school were approaching, so were senior pranks. A horrible time of the year. Even though now that I think about it, my students didn't really do any pranks. Or at least none that I've realized up to now. Nah. This one senior, though, set the bar for the rest of the year against this particular teacher. Ugh. It was found out that the drama teacher was having an affair with the student's mother just before the end of the school year, and that the mom was leaving his dad for the guy. Ooh, that's not good. That's all around not a good thing. To put it short, the senior had one evening gotten onto the school grounds, climbed up the side railing of the roof of the building for the drama department, typical child behavior, along with a couple other classes were held in that room, and proceeded to not only stuff the air vents with steaming piles of dog turds, but went to the bathroom himself in the air vent. Oh, that air vent doesn't go just to that building. That's insane. As it was the last couple months of school, we were already getting the summer heat. Oh. And this one Friday, he did this right before it was the hottest weekend of the school year. So come the following Monday, the feces was festering and baking in over 100+ degree heat and has now flowed the stench through the entire building. Ugh. The decontamination department had to be called and the building evacuated for the rest of the school year to be cleaned and deodorized before anyone was allowed back in. To say the senior gave his new stepdad a welcome to the family gift was an understatement. Dominique, savage. I mean, you broke up the kid's parents. I don't fully blame him, but that's a lot. Okay, this one's from someone named Sky. My 7th grade social studies teacher refused to let kids go to the bathroom. Okay, I think there needs to be a good minimum. You need to at least find out whether or not the kid's gonna do something wrong the first time or two. You can't just assume that no kid's allowed to go to the bathroom. That's a ridiculous rule. Well, one day she was telling a story about how in her 2 years of teaching, she didn't let a kid go to the bathroom. That's not a flex. Nothing about that is a flex. He went and sat back down, and she would never guess that when the class ended, he got up and there was a puddle in the chair. The kid got so mad he wasn't able to go to the bathroom that he went in his chair. Oh man. I have no clue why she stuck to the you can't go to the bathroom during my class rule, but she did. It's because we're coming off of a couple generations of school where it's meant to be like a military camp, where it's like you need to sit up straight, you need to have everything perfect in front of you, and that's not what school is. This person needs to get fired 100%. And imagine how long that's gonna stick with the kid. Like, I remember teachers in like elementary school that disrespected me. Never mind made me like go to the bathroom on my pants during class. That's insane. Oh, Sky sent another one. My 9th grade teacher was teaching, and when the principal comes in, called her out of class and makes the kids go into a different class, and then 4 police officers and the principal along with the teacher went back into her room, and she got fired in front of the kids. The principal fired her. She had been drinking all day, every day at school, and had bottles of alcohol in her desk. Oh, wow. No one ever saw that teacher again, and some say she only got fired, and others say she got fired and arrested, but our school won't tell us. Yeah, you're never gonna hear that from the school. You should have probably heard about it on the news. Oh my God. I understand like the long week you need to drink, but not in the school, for the love of God. All right, this one's from Leandra. I know this isn't nearly as bad as some of your stories, but I'm European, and let's be real, who can really compete with America when it comes to stories like that? No, I want international stories. We need to know what teaching's like around the world, not just in America. This was maybe in 2nd or 3rd grade, I'm not sure, but I remember sitting in English class in the front row when someone came in. I don't remember if it was a janitor or someone else, but it probably was a janitor or someone else from the cleaning people of the school. They said that on the 3rd floor, there was feces all over the walls in the boys' bathroom. Boys. We only had one bathroom for each gender on each floor, and our class was the only one that was on that floor yesterday. Obviously, no one said it was them until some kid in the back of the class shouted, "Oh my God, Vincent," fake name. Everyone turned around to the kid named Vincent who sat in the last row, and even I in the 1st row could see on his face that it turned so red. Yeah, I probably would too. As it turns out, it was Vincent who smeared his own feces in the ones from someone else that was still in a different toilet across the walls. Vincent. Why? Our school had a lot of plumbing issues, which is why that was possible. Why do so many of these stories have to do with poop? Because everyone has access to it. As it turned out, it was Vincent who smeared his feces from him and someone else. Our school had a lot of plumbing issues, which is why it was possible. Plumbing issues as in the toilets would stink because it was in there for weeks. Yikes. Oh my God. Obviously everyone was disgusted, but somehow the kid still managed to socially save himself. I don't remember how he did it, but I think I'm the only one who remembers the incident. Yikes. Oh, that's a kid from Germany. Well, I guess we have more in common than you think. Everyone wants to throw crap around the school. Okay, this one's from Sophia. In 8th grade science, we were building bridges out of popsicle sticks and hot glue to see who could build one that could hold the most weight. The teacher was turned around helping someone when 2 kids had a brilliant idea to have a hot glue gun fight, which is exactly what it sounds like. It sounds painful. It sounds stupid. It sounds like both people will ultimately lose. No, they each got multiple 2nd-degree burns and stayed quiet. Okay, is this a military school? And they didn't get caught until the teacher went to check on their group. While bringing the 2 kids to the nurse and leaving us unattended, a different kid decided to stick scissors in the electrical outlet? Jesus! What is in the water in this school? He got zapped and a spark went up the wall to the ceiling and stuck a girl's hair on fire? What? Not bad, it didn't burn any off, but the spark was on her head. That's bad enough. That's entirely bad enough. What? From that point on, our class was banned from hot glue. Yeah, and electricity. Oh, God. A hot glue gun fight is insane, no matter what way you look at it. Okay, this one's from Florence. My daughter told me about this series you've created and suggests I tell you mine, as it's pretty crazy. I can't wait. I'm a freshman teacher, so at the start of the year, most of my students think I'm really strict and mean. One time in the middle of class, a boy just gets up and runs out of the room, followed by 2 more, and I'm so stunned, I stand there with my mouth wide open. I tell the class not to get up while I get another teacher. I go next door and hear loads of feet moving. I go back, and all the boys in my class have just left. Okay, so everyone in your class just ran out. When I go up to a girl to ask her about it, I see liquid on the empty chair next to it. I asked the girls what was going on, and one girl says they all had an accident. I look at all the chairs where the boys were sitting, and they all have yellowish liquid, and one even had a brown slob of something. Oh my God. A male teacher comes back with 2 boys he saw running and explains the situation to me. What had happened, there was a rumor going around that a boy had an accident due to the fact that I didn't let him use the bathroom, and the boys wanted to retaliate. Okay, this is very, very common. The boy who supposedly had an accident was a colleague's son. Okay, so if there's nothing that this series can teach you, let kids go to the bathroom. Just be clear on the rules and expectations around it, and then they won't have to have you cleaning up like this makeshift toilet in your classroom. No, that's awful. No. We're not doing that. Okay, this one's from Lauren. Picture this. I'm a transfer student in my junior year at university. Spring semester, I get out in my first sociology class at the university, since that's what I chose as a minor. The class is going well until the middle to end of the semester. The professor has continuously canceled class and no one knew why. About a month later, one of my classmates who I was working on a group project with stumbled across the professor's mugshot. What? We found out the professor was arrested for beating his wife and kid. Oh my God, that's horrible. He came back towards the end of the semester with no consequences, making it uncomfortable to be in a room with him. How is that allowed? And last I checked, he's currently teaching at the university. Here's what I don't understand. As a teacher, like a classroom teacher, if I decided to go to the bathroom on the side of the road because it was an emergency and a cop pulled up, I would lose my teacher's license. I couldn't teach in another classroom ever. But a professor can get arrested and then be right back in the classroom with no consequences. Make it make sense. All right, let's do one more. All right, this one is from Darcy. I was a student in this high school before moving, but oh my God, was it bad. Once we had a sub for math in 5th period and everybody wouldn't stop screaming to the point where the teacher got a migraine. It was so bad she started crying. When she emailed for assistance, the head of math came in and started screaming at us to clean up, and they shouldn't be acting like this. When the bell rang for home time, the classroom wasn't clean, so the teacher wouldn't let us leave. One kid tried to wrestle the woman down to open the door and leave. Luckily, this teacher was stronger than a year 7 who was 12 years old, clearly in his bad man phase. Okay. Then the class just descends into complete chaos with kids throwing stuff, flipping desks, and making chairs into birds. And one of the kids climbed out of the window? I was standing near the teacher's desk, shocked, and the sub threw up and quit on the spot and started crying again. We all then went home and 2 kids were expelled, and the rest of us had to have a full day insulation, a full day of detention in the school, being lectured and screamed at. I mean, it's like, clean the room. I know that a lot of students watch my page. Please be nice to substitutes, okay? You think that teachers don't get paid enough? Subs don't get paid enough. They're doing God's work. Be nice to substitutes. I will yell at you. I don't yell. I will give you a stern talking to. Okay, that's a wrap on part 9. If you have a crazy story from your classroom, send it in. These just keep getting crazier and crazier, and I cannot wait to see what you guys send in. And I love that we're getting stories from around the globe because that's absolutely incredible. Hopefully next time you guys see me, I won't sound like I'm underwater. But I love you all. I'll see you soon. Bye.